we don't see it now. Now we start talking about mental health when it's these guys. But when it's a right-wing trans kid, we want to throw every trans kid into a damn camp or something. All right, whatever. Let's talk about this guy. It's not funny that he killed a bunch of people, but it's funny the reaction to him. Mormon church shooter's MAGA mom shared chilling message before massacre. As we see, our boy was no Antifa super soldier. Here he is duck hunting. Here he is in his Trump 2020 Make Liberals Cry Again shirt. This guy was also my brother as a United States Marine Corps vet. He did serve in Iraq, and I'm sure he was PTSD'd out, which I say again, thank God. Thank God I never had to fire a shot in anger or got sent to that sandbox, because I could easily see myself falling down this kind of hole. Thank God I have this community and this kind of outlet to talk about this stuff, because, yeah, you send people off to an illegal foreign war for dubious causes, and no surprise, they come back damaged.
And is investigating this as an act of targeted violence.
We received 911 calls about bomb threats or other.
But not terror? Why not terror? You guys love throwing that around. Why not terror? Is it because he looks like this? Is it because he looks like this? Is it because he looks like this and he's wearing this and you know that? That's why. That's why you don't want to use the T word.
That's, you know, that they have already actually attributed a motive to this individual already. So they must know quite a bit about him, his writings, his postings, interviews.
That's so interesting. So you're saying, so this guy is saying, oh my God, so now the FBI just needs to fly in and rule as a hate crime. But it's more than that, Lisa. They're saying that this guy, whoever, whatever, I miss who he was because I'm in my happy place right now, is saying that, oh, they must know so much about him. Now, not a week ago, when they didn't know so much about who was shooting who, quickly want to run out, oh, this guy has a trans roommate who could possibly be his girlfriend. Oh, this guy was in a Discord group and he said one time that he didn't like how the way Charlie Kirk chewed his oatmeal. And they knew all this stuff that they wanted to talk about. They were quick to want to talk about this shit on the news. Now, they don't know nothing. Now, they want to sit on their hands and be like, oh, they're working on it. Oh, they're working on it. We knew 10 minutes after the shooting of the ICE shooting where the dude killed immigrants, not even federal agents. We knew that he was some kind of weirdo, right? We knew all this stuff, but they don't want to show nothing. They, especially Fox, don't want to show this. They don't want to see that. Absolutely not. But now, all of a sudden, now the police work has to be very measured. Now it has to be very thought out. We have to slowly go over stuff, and we can't rush out with we can't let you know everything we know because we don't know everything yet, because that's how good police work works. But before, when you thought it was an Antifa super soldier, you were quick to run off at the mouth about whatever on Fox News. Okay, fair enough. I see.
With his friends and family, his social circle,
I see.
You know, anything that might have been in his car or his pockets.
Yeah.
I think the investigation is deep into it at this point with regard to motive.
Yeah, let's talk a little bit more about that. How does the FBI, you mentioned some of the items there, but how do they begin really to piece together the motive?
Again, how do they begin to piece together the motive? A week ago, they had disjointed Discord chats and they were ready to pop together a motive on how it wasn't safe to be a white conservative guy in America or you might get popped. When it's white conservative guys or white conservative trans right wingers killing people and killing kids. A week ago, they knew what it was. Now, all of a sudden, nobody knows how to put together a fucking motive.
Especially that focus on his time as a Marine, because you certainly go to the mental health consequences.
Now it's mental health. Now we're worried about
Marine veteran. Both of them had mental issues. Both of them had done a GoFundMe page very recently before the shooting to try to raise funds. One for the boat that he used to commit the shooting, the other one for his sick child. So, this is a situation of you find a manufactured grievance, if you will,
Look at this.
and then a whole lot of stimulus from people either on the internet
What? From
or
who?
even politicians,
From
irresponsible
who?
politicians.
From who? From who? A whole lot of stimulus from who? You see how he had to bite his tongue right there? You see how he had to bite his tongue because they can't get around this. They can't get around this. They can't. There's nothing they can do here. So now they have to pretend that this didn't exist. Now they have to memory hold this shit.
Politicians, we all know who they are. They're talking about Nazis and anarchists and existential threats. They need to crawl back into their dark places. These people are out there. That has to be taken into account when you start firing off your mouth.
To be clear, Chris,
What
the
the
shooting in
fuck
North
is he
Carolina, Fox
talking
News
about?
has not yet confirmed.
For somebody if you're mentally ill and if you're steeped in all of this, and look, pure speculation, but it's not a far leap to say somebody who served in Iraq, if you look at the suicide rate, mental illness rate, and the effect of what all that takes, not to mention, didn't seem to be doing particularly well, was living in substandard conditions. So you put all that together with what happened, and it's very, it's very, very.
See how it flips? See how it flips? Now we're talking about living in substandard conditions. Now we're talking about PTSD. Now we're talking about war. But when they thought it was some leftist guy out here shooting Charlie Kirk or shooting at the president or shooting at the quote unquote illegal immigrants, not even at federal agents, we were like, oh, this was obviously a Democrat operative, so we need to shut down Act Blue. But now, again, when it's one of your boys, which it always fucking is, one of your fucking guys that fucking, you send him to an unjust war to watch his friends get fucking blown up by IEDs for no fucking reason, and then you bring him back here with no job, no medical support, no place to live, and he knows how to make those same IEDs that killed his friends, and he flips out. All of a sudden, we want to talk about mental health and housing. We don't even want to talk about the guns. No, forget the guns. Now we're going to talk about all the things we're not going to fix in this country. We're not going to do Medicare for all. We're not going to do appropriate housing for all people. We're not doing a jobs program. We're not doing make sure people get paid a living wage. We're not doing none of that. We're backing people against the wall in this society, and then when one of them flips a screw, we go, oh, thoughts and prayers, like Charlie Kirk used to say, who lived by the sword and died by the sword, because weapons contractors got to get fucking paid. Colt, SIG, Glock, their shares have to go up, so therefore we have to allow everybody with the fucking swinging dick and a fucking breath that can fog up a mirror in this country to be allowed to have as many firearms as they want. We have to have an appropriate number of gun deaths. It might be a Charlie Kirk today. It might be me tomorrow. It might be your kid's school. It might be an LDS church. You never know. But line must go up. Shareholder value must increase. So therefore, we have to deal with this shit, and we'll blame it on the VA. Get the fuck out of here with this.